Greetings and welcome to the Mid-Missouri Kayak and Weather Report for May 2024. At 10 o'clock on Tuesday, May 28th, the temperature is 72 degrees with a predicted high of 80. It's very sunny out. We're supposed to have sunny for the next day or two or three, so that'll be nice. We've had rain on and off, sometimes heavy rain. Yeah. So, predicted high of 80 probably for the next couple of days. I am on the Merle River. I launched at the Honey Creek access, and the ramp is just downstream from Honey Creek, which I could not reach because there was a tree across the river. Yeah. With all the rain that we've had, I've thought, well, you know what, I can finally get into this launch. I think I did it once last year, and it was a shortened kayak just like today because of water levels. Well, yeah, the water level isn't much higher than it was back then, so I should have come right after the storm. Problem is, I've been here after a heavy rain, and it's been muck on the ramp. Can't back down into it without spinning the wheels. One time I didn't think I was going to get my car out. So, I thought, well, you know, this here's a good time, and there goes a cicada. They're all over the place. In fact, there's one by my feet in the kayak. Yeah, so I thought I'd try it out, but, well, a tree across half of the river, and the other half usually is a shoal, a rocky shoal, and that's just got water rushing over it, maybe 6 inches deep. I didn't feel like getting out of the kayak. This is muddy water. I'm not going to do that. So, yeah, what have I seen? Well, it's just in a short time I've been on the water. I've seen 2 great blue heron. They would not let me get close, so no pictures. Oh, yeah, butterflies in the gravel at the top of the ramp in the parking lot. And a snake sunning itself on the river. So, yeah, that's what I've seen for wildlife. And that's it. That's the summation of the kayak. What's going on? Oh, a bunch of things have happened. Morels and Microbrewers Festival was a few weeks ago. That was pretty cool. I actually helped out with Last Flight, and I was at the taps pouring beer at their tent, and they had 8 taps. They probably poured more beer than anybody else, so that was pretty cool. Morels are still good. Put them on a pizza. Bought some and put them on a pizza, but it may be the last time because I believe we found out that Bonnie can't stomach them. She has in the past, but hey, things change, right? And she got sick, a little bit sick after the first pizza, and we weren't sure if that was something that was hanging over from the bad cold and sinus infection that she had, you know, just spreading because it had gone into her lungs too. But next week, yeah, same thing, so that may be it for Morels, which is too bad. They're good. Yeah, man, they are good. And that was a great time pouring beer for Last Flight Brewery. Yeah. Cicadas, I mentioned cicadas. We're in the cicapocalypse. Yeah, well, everywhere you look I could see them flying around. They're buzzing, not as loud as they have in the past, but I'm sure that'll change pretty quick. Yeah. Trees. Lost 2 trees in our yard. We had a lightning strike. It was a little after 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:12, and bam, it was so loud it shook the house and it woke me up. I thought it hit the house, and so I went as I was going to the window to look out. Bonnie came in the room. It turns out the thunder had been so loud prior to that she'd gone to watch the weather because we get some bad storms, and the weather was on. And she says, I think it's out back. We looked out back, and there you can see the tree leaning out about 20 feet off the ground. It had broken. lying on the ground, with the rest of it going up because there was a fork there. But as it turns out, what happened was it struck another tree 6 feet away. Yeah, the trees in our yard are close. 6 feet away, and it stripped the bark from 50 feet up all the way to the ground. There was one long strip of bark stretched out across the yard. And in between those two trees that are 6 feet apart was a hole in the ground. Yeah, pretty wild. So I hired someone to come and take those two trees down, and so now I've got firewood. I'll find someone that can use it. It's oak, so it has to season for a couple of years, but I'm sure I'll have no problem getting rid of it. They just cut it up into firewood lengths, and I hauled it out to the front of my house, and it's stacked by my driveway. So yeah, that was some of the thunderous heavy weather we have had. What else have we had in weather? Well, not quite weather, but the Aurora Borealis. Man, that was pretty cool. We drove outside of town to get a view of it. Not as brilliant as some people have seen, but yeah, it was still pretty good. It was pretty impressive. I tried to go out the second night. Well, I did go out the second night, but not with any luck. It wasn't as visible, or wasn't maybe a pale hint. The camera phone really brings out the color, but even that wouldn't do it that day. So, what else? Oh, my book, Hair and Spirit. My copies have been shipped to me, so I'll receive those in the next couple of days. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. I mentioned last time I've got some readings coming up. August, September, December. Yeah. And then, in just a few weeks, we'll be going to New York for a family gathering at an Airbnb near Canandaigua, New York. So that'll be great to see the family. Yeah. I can give them their copies of my book. Yeah. That's about it. The current is just barely moving. However, just about 100 feet ahead of me, it narrows as a little island in the stream, and I could go downstream, except that what looks like the horizon is churning water. So it is definitely, it's narrowed because of the island, and it's still shallow. It's just, yeah, and I'm not getting out, so I won't go that way because I'd have to get out to come back. Well, that's it. I think it's pretty brief. This has been your Mid-Missouri Kayak and Weather Report for June 2024. Ciao, folks, and vlog on.